Hey, what's going down, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman, and we're back in the studio, late night, middle of the night, middle of the week. It's pitch black outside. I am exhausted. I've been working all day, but I just couldn't go to bed without getting this one handled. Something's been bothering me a little bit. A lot of folks seem to have come to the conclusion that Castle Creations ESCs and Holmes Hobbies ESCs are one and the same. Basically, that Holmes Hobbies just takes their ESCs, rebrands them, slaps his stickers or his logo or whatever on them, and then calls it a day, sells them as his ESCs, and that they would just be, that they'd be just as well served buying a Castle ESC. But that's not the case, and I want to go ahead and clarify that, maybe save you guys some heartache down the road, or just, save you from purchasing as the wrong ESC, right? So, let's just go ahead and get right to the point. The main differences are going to be, well, the most important difference anyways, in my opinion, is the firmware. Woo! The firmware on this bad boy is from Holmes Hobbies. Now, the firmware, for all of you guys out there that are like me, that are tech geeks and everything, is the heart and soul of the ESC. If you don't know about that, the firmware is basically what makes this do what it does, right? It's not a mechanical thing that makes it do what it does. It's actually the software programming that makes this do what it does, right? So that software programming, the firmware, basically enables this to be fine-tuned for our niche, right? The scale niche. Not just scale off-road, not rock crawling, not just that, right? It's for everything. U4 racing, rock bouncing, mud bogging, comp crawling, scale drifting, you name it, right? And so anything that you can think of, basically, this can handle it. And it runs from 2S to 6S, which covers basically every range of power most of us would need, right? Unless you're kind of crazy. Some of you guys want more. But so, one of the key differences in that firmware is that it allows for a smooth startup. Okay, that smooth startup is extremely important. It allows you to really have control over the motor. It's where I got the name for this series, actually, motor control. It's what Holmes Hobbies is focused on. They're really focused on control, right? And so I'm a big fan of that. Having a smooth startup is key to me, and that is one of the main things that firmware does. Another cool feature is the quiet mode. It's called variable frequency, I believe, in the brushless ones, quiet mode in the brushed. But what that does essentially is that allows for a quiet operation of your ESC and your motor. It's day and night difference. You guys saw in my last video. If you haven't, go check out the last episode of Holmes Hobbies Motor Control. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a really cool feature, right? Now, it's just not cool, it's useful. Another thing that's different is the footprint, okay? So while it does look similar, the case looks similar, you'll notice there's no fan. There's also no on and off switch, all right? Most of us don't use on-off switch anyways. They're prone to failure. They tend to break, the wires come undone, it just causes issues, the switches go bad, they get corroded. A lot of us cut them off, just tie the things together, right? Or just put a rubber band over it, always on, and then we just turn it on and off with the battery. Well, they kind of just cut right to the point and just do that for you with this one. You just plug it in and it's on, all right? Just eliminates failure, it eliminates the chance of failure in that area. No need for a fan because of the firmware. It operates at a slightly lower temperature. Usually, now this is something that you're going to have to keep an eye on. It really boils down to your truck. Gearing, resistance, all of those things come into play. So not everyone's ESCs are going to run at the same temperature. Your trucks are all different for the most part. I know that my trucks and all my buddies' trucks are different, so we do get slightly different performance out of these, right? They put out the same performance, but the truck responds differently, okay? So that's something to keep an eye on. If your temps are rising, then maybe add a fan to it, right? You don't have to, but so I know some guys that do that. Me personally, I have no issues, and I run 15-pound trucks off of these ESCs. So, and I'm brutal to them. I'm trying to break them. I want to see where their limits are. And so far, I haven't found one. I'm pretty mean to it. Another thing is waterproof. These are waterproof. You can get them waterproof straight from the factory, right? Now, I know you can also get Castle Creations ESCs waterproof from the factory nowadays, but there's a difference in how they do their waterproofing. I'm not going to go into detail on that, but I will tell you that there is a difference in how they do their waterproofing, and this is a very reliable waterproofing. I've been testing that as well. So just wanted to go over that with you guys and let you know there are those key differences. They are extremely important. I'm going to double check actually because I've got a text here. I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm missing because I'm kind of tired. Yeah, I'm just going to tell you guys straight from the horse's mouth. He does say the power hardware is not changed. The MMP is a solid ESC, and that is why we are starting with it. I just want you guys to know that he does support Castle Creations, and he doesn't badmouth other companies. He actually enjoys all the other companies doing good as well. It creates nice friendly competition. But the thing is, he does build off of Castle Creations base, their platform, right? So without that platform from Castle Creations, these wouldn't be here the way they are, right? So yeah, definitely shout out to Castle Creations. It's nothing against them at all. However, Holmes Hobbies does take it to the next level and caters to our niche by changing that firmware around and really making it fine-tunable for guys like me, guys like you, and just people in our community. So that is something I really wanted to talk about with you guys. It's not just Mamba Max Pro with a different sticker on it. It's different firmware, different footprint, and that firmware and footprint provide for a different performance level. So I just want to throw that out there and let you guys know that there is a difference and that they're not exactly the same. So that being said, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go to bed because I can barely keep my eyes open. I am exhausted right now. I hope you guys are having a good start to your new year. Thank you for all the awesome comments on that last episode, and I'm just going to keep them rolling. Lots coming, you guys. You know the routine. Peace and chicken grease. I'll see you on the next one.